What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and smash that notification bell because you are not going to want to miss what I'm about to tell you. Today, we need to talk about the announcement that literally just broke the internet. And I am not exaggerating when I say this is the biggest news we've gotten in 2026 so far. So let's jump right into it. Netflix just announced that on March 21st, 2026, they're streaming BTS The Comeback Live. Ararang, and when I tell you that social media absolutely exploded when this dropped, I mean it went completely insane. Twitter crashed for like 20 minutes. Instagram was glitching. TikTok was on fire. Every single platform you can think of was overwhelmed with fans losing their minds over this news. And honestly, same. I am right there with all of you because this is huge. Now, before we get into all the details, let me just say that if you've been following BTS over the past few years, you know how long we've been waiting for this moment. The members have been fulfilling their military service. We've been getting amazing solo projects, but nothing, and I mean nothing, compares to having all 7 members back together on stage. And that's exactly what we're getting on March 21st. So let's break down everything we know so far, because there is a lot to unpack here. First of all, this is happening live, not pre-recorded. Not a documentary, not some behind-the-scenes footage. This is a real-time, live concert event streaming on Netflix. When was the last time Netflix did something like this? Exactly. This is unprecedented. They're going all in on this, and it shows just how massive BTS really is. Like, think about it. Netflix doesn't just throw their money around for anyone. They saw this opportunity, and they knew they had to secure it, no matter what it cost. And speaking of cost, let me tell you, industry insiders are saying that Netflix paid an absolutely ridiculous amount of money for the exclusive rights to this show. We're talking numbers that would make your jaw drop. But here's the thing, it makes total sense from a business perspective. BTS has one of the largest, most dedicated fan bases in the entire world. ARMY is not playing around. When BTS does something, millions of people show up. So Netflix knows that this is going to bring in insane viewership numbers, and they're probably going to break some serious records with this. Now let's talk about the timing, because this is where it gets interesting for those of us who don't live in Korea. The show is happening at 8 p.m. Korea Standard Time on March 21st. For my East Coast viewers, that means you need to wake up at 6 a.m. Yeah, I know, that's early. But for my West Coast fam, you're looking at 3 a.m. 3 in the morning, y'all. I already know what you're thinking. You're thinking there's no way you're waking up at 3 in the morning for a concert. But let's be real. If you're watching this video right now, you know you're going to set that alarm. You know you're going to make that coffee. You know you're going to be there because this is BTS. This is history in the making. And can we talk about the location for a second? They're doing this at Gwanghwamun Square in Seoul. If you don't know, this is one of the most historically significant places in all of Korea. This isn't just some random concert venue. This is the cultural heart of Seoul. Major political events, protests, celebrations, all of Korean history has passed through this place. The fact that BTS chose this location for their comeback tells you everything you need to know about how seriously they're taking this. They're not just putting on a show, they're making a statement. The stage setup is apparently going to be absolutely insane. We're hearing reports about a 360-degree stage design, which means no matter what angle you're watching from, you're going to get an incredible view. The production team has been working on this for months, and they're promising something that has never been done before in a livestream concert. We're talking state-of-the-art lighting, massive LED screens, special effects, pyrotechnics, the whole 9 yards. Netflix is streaming this in 4K with Dolby Atmos sound, so if you've got a good TV and sound system at home, you're basically getting a theater-quality experience in your living room. Now, I know what everyone wants to know. What are they going to perform? What's the set list going to look like? And honestly, that's the million-dollar question right now, because BTS is keeping that information locked down tight. But we can make some educated guesses. The show is called Ararang, which is also the name of their new album that's dropping on March 20th, literally one day before the Netflix show. So we're definitely going to get new music. We're definitely going to hear songs from that album for the first time. But knowing BTS, they're also going to perform fan favorites, classic hits, and probably throw in some surprises that are going to make us all lose our minds. Let me talk about the album title for a second, because it's actually really significant. Arirang is a traditional Korean folk song that's basically considered the unofficial anthem of Korea. It's about longing, separation, and reunion. Sound familiar? That's literally the story of BTS over the past few years. The members had to separate to fulfill their military service. ARMY has been longing for the day when all 7 would be together again, and now we're getting that reunion. The symbolism is perfect, and it shows that BTS puts so much thought into every single aspect of this comeback. Can we also acknowledge how massive this is for Netflix? Like, they've been trying to expand into live events and live streaming, and they just landed the biggest live event they could possibly get. This is going to bring so many new subscribers to their platform. People who have never had Netflix before are going to sign up just to watch the show. And Netflix knows it. They're banking on it. This is a game changer for them, and honestly, it might change the entire streaming industry. Other platforms are going to see the success of this and try to replicate it, but let's be real, nothing is going to compare to BTS. The crazy part is that this isn't even just about the music. BTS has become so much more than a K-pop group. They're cultural ambassadors. They're artists who have broken down barriers between East and West. They've addressed the United Nations multiple times. They've used their platform to talk about mental health, self-love, and social issues. Their music has helped millions of people through difficult times. So this comeback represents something bigger than just entertainment. It's a celebration of everything they've accomplished and everything they stand for. I've been seeing so many posts from fans talking about how emotional they are about this comeback. People are sharing stories about how BTS got them through depression, anxiety, loneliness, and hard times. There are fans who discovered BTS during the pandemic, and this will be their first time experiencing a full group comeback. There are longtime ARMY members who have been there since the beginning and have been waiting years for this moment. The emotional weight of this event is real, and I think that's what makes it so special. Let's talk about what's probably going to happen on March 21st when this goes live. First of all, the internet is probably going to break. I'm calling it right now. Netflix's servers are going to be tested like never before. They're going to have millions of people trying to log in at the exact same time. Their engineering team is probably working overtime right now, running stress tests, and making sure everything can handle the traffic. Because if this stream crashes or starts buffering during an important moment, it's going to be a disaster. The memes alone would be legendary, but not in a good way for Netflix. Social media is going to be absolutely insane. Every single platform is going to be flooded with reactions, screenshots, fan cams, and content. Hashtags are going to trend worldwide for days. YouTube is going to be full of reaction videos. TikTok is going to have a million different edits and clips. Twitter is going to be moving so fast you won't even be able to keep up. This is going to dominate the internet for at least a week, probably longer. I've already seen people organizing viewing parties, friends getting together at someone's house, setting up projectors, preparing snacks, making it a whole event. Some people are renting out movie theaters to watch it with other fans. Coffee shops in Korea are probably going to be packed with international fans who flew in just to be in the same country when this happens. The energy is going to be electric, and even though most of us will be watching from home, we're all going to be connected in that moment. Here's what I think is really cool about this whole thing. In an age where everything is on demand and you can watch whatever you want whenever you want, there's something special about a live event that brings everyone together at the same time. It creates a shared experience. It gives us a moment where we're all witnessing the same thing together, reacting together, feeling the same emotions together. That's powerful. That's what makes this different from just dropping a concert film that people can watch at their convenience. The business side of this is fascinating too. This could set a new precedent for how artists do comebacks and album releases. Why do a traditional concert tour when you can reach millions of people around the world simultaneously through a streaming platform? Obviously, live concerts will always have their place, and BTS is definitely going to tour after this. In fact, they've already announced the Arirang World Tour starting in April. But this Netflix event allows them to reach fans who might not be able to travel to see them in person. It democratizes access to the experience in a way that's really cool. For Netflix, this is a statement that they're serious about competing in the live entertainment space. They're not just a place to watch movies and TV shows anymore. They want to be the platform where major cultural events happen. And if this is successful, Which, let's be honest, it's going to be massive. You're going to see them doing more of these kinds of events with other artists. Let me give you some perspective on just how big BTS is globally. They've sold out stadiums in minutes. Their albums debut at #1 in countries all over the world. Their music videos get hundreds of millions of views in the first 24 hours. They have fans in literally every country you can think of. This isn't just a K-pop thing. This is a global phenomenon. So when I say that March 21st is going to be one of the biggest events of 2026, I'm not being dramatic. That's just facts. Now here's something I haven't mentioned yet that's going to blow your mind. There are rumors circulating that this Netflix special might include some exclusive content that won't be available anywhere else. We're talking behind-the-scenes footage, intimate interviews with the members, maybe even a documentary-style segment showing their journey from military service back to the stage. Netflix hasn't confirmed any of this officially, but sources close to the production have hinted that there's going to be more to this event than just the concert itself. Imagine getting an hour-long special before the main show starts, where each member talks about what this comeback means to them personally. That would be incredible. There's also speculation about potential surprise guests. BTS has collaborated with so many incredible artists over the years, from Halsey to Coldplay to Megan Thee Stallion. What if some of these artists make surprise appearances during the Netflix special? Can you imagine the explosion on social media if suddenly Ed Sheeran walks out on stage? Or if they bring out a Korean artist for a special collaboration? The possibilities are endless, and knowing how BTS operates, they definitely have some surprises planned that nobody is expecting. Another thing that's worth mentioning is the global economic impact this is going to have. When I say that BTS is big business, I'm not exaggerating. Their previous tours have generated hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue. Cities where they perform see massive boosts in tourism and local spending. Now, with this Netflix event, we're talking about a different kind of economic impact. Merchandise sales are going to go through the roof. The album is going to break sales records. Netflix subscription numbers are going to spike. This single event is going to generate an enormous amount of economic activity across multiple industries. Speaking of merchandise, I guarantee you that BTS and Netflix are going to release exclusive merch for this event. Limited edition hoodies, posters, photo books, maybe even special edition versions of the album that are only available through Netflix or in conjunction with the streaming event. Collectors are going to go crazy, and I'm already preparing my wallet because you know I'm going to want everything they release. Let's also talk about the cultural significance of having a K-pop group headline what is essentially the biggest streaming event of the year on a Western platform like Netflix. This is huge for Korean culture and the Hallyu Wave. It shows that Korean entertainment has not only broken into the Western market, but is now leading it in many ways. BTS has paved the way for so many other Korean artists, and this Netflix deal is another massive milestone in that journey. It's going to open doors for other K-pop groups and Korean artists to get similar opportunities with major streaming platforms. I've been thinking about what this means for the future of live entertainment in general. If this model is successful, and I have no doubt it will be, we could see more artists choosing to do major comeback events or album releases through streaming platforms rather than traditional venues. It changes the entire dynamic of how artists connect with their fans. You no longer need to be in a specific city on a specific night to experience a live performance. You can be anywhere in the world and still be part of the moment. That's revolutionary when you really think about it. One thing I want to address is the accessibility aspect of this whole thing. Not everyone can afford to fly to Korea or buy expensive concert tickets. But a Netflix subscription? That's something that's much more accessible to the average person. This means that fans who have never been able to see BTS perform live are finally getting their chance. Fans in countries where BTS has never toured are going to experience what it's like to watch them perform in real time. That's incredibly meaningful, and it speaks to BTS's commitment to connecting with all their fans, no matter where they are in the world. I've also been thinking about the technical challenges Netflix is going to face with this. Broadcasting a live concert in 4K with Dolby Atmos to millions of people simultaneously is no joke. The bandwidth requirements alone are staggering. They're going to need servers positioned strategically around the world to minimize latency. They're going to need backup systems in case something goes wrong. They're probably coordinating with internet service providers to ensure that there's enough capacity to handle the surge in traffic. This is a massive undertaking from a technical standpoint, and I have to give props to Netflix for taking on this challenge. There's also the question of how they're going to handle different time zones and languages. Will there be subtitles available in multiple languages? Will there be different audio tracks for international viewers? These are important considerations because BTS has fans who speak dozens of different languages. Making this event accessible to everyone regardless of language barriers is going to be crucial to its success. I'm hoping Netflix has thought about this and will provide options for viewers who don't speak Korean or English. Let me also mention the impact this is going to have on the music industry as a whole. Record labels and artists are going to be watching this very closely. If Netflix can pull this off successfully and generate massive viewership numbers, every major artist is going to want to do something similar. We could see a fundamental shift in how music is marketed and distributed. Album release parties could become global streaming events. Concert tours could be supplemented or even partially replaced by high-quality live streams. The traditional music industry model is already changing, and this Netflix-BTS partnership could accelerate that change dramatically. One thing I want to address is the accessibility aspect of this whole thing. Not everyone can afford to fly to Korea or buy expensive concert tickets, but a Netflix subscription? That's something that's much more accessible to the average person. This means that fans who have never been able to see BTS perform live are finally getting their chance. Fans in countries where BTS has never toured are going to experience what it's like to watch them perform in real time. That's incredibly meaningful, and it speaks to BTS's commitment to connecting with all their fans, no matter where they are in the world. I've also been thinking about the technical challenges Netflix is going to face with this. Broadcasting a live concert in 4K with Dolby Atmos to millions of people simultaneously is no joke. The bandwidth requirements alone are staggering. They're going to need servers positioned strategically around the world to minimize latency. They're going to need backup systems in case something goes wrong. They're probably coordinating with internet service providers to ensure that there's enough capacity to handle the surge in traffic. This is a massive undertaking from a technical standpoint, and I have to give props to Netflix for taking on this challenge. There's also the question of how they're going to handle different time zones and languages. Will there be subtitles available in multiple languages? Will there be different audio tracks for international viewers? These are important considerations because BTS has fans who speak dozens of different languages. Making this event accessible to everyone regardless of language barriers is going to be crucial to its success. I'm hoping Netflix has thought about this and will provide options for viewers who don't speak Korean or English. Let me also mention the impact this is going to have on the music industry as a whole. Record labels and artists are going to be watching this very closely. If Netflix can pull this off successfully and generate massive viewership numbers, every major artist is going to want to do something similar. We could see a fundamental shift in how music is marketed and distributed. Album release parties could become global streaming events. Concert tours could be supplemented or even partially replaced by high-quality live streams. The traditional music industry model is already changing, and this Netflix-BTS partnership could accelerate that change dramatically. Now let me talk about something that's been on my mind since this announcement dropped. The production value of this event is going to set a new standard for what a live stream concert should look like. We're not talking about someone setting up a camera and hitting record. This is going to be a multi-camera shoot with professional directors, choreographed camera movements, drone shots, close-ups, wide angles, the works. Netflix has experience producing high-quality content, and they're going to use every tool at their disposal to make this look cinematic. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring in directors who have worked on major concert films or music documentaries to ensure that every shot is perfect. Think about the lighting design alone. BTS concerts are known for their incredible lighting, and for this Netflix special, they're going to take it to another level. We're talking synchronized LED displays, laser shows, projection mapping on buildings around Gwanghwamun Square, maybe even drone light shows in the sky above the stage. The visual spectacle is going to be breathtaking, and the fact that it's all happening in one of Seoul's most iconic locations just adds to the grandeur of it all. I also want to talk about the fan community aspect of this event. ARMY is known for being one of the most organized and passionate fan bases in the world. For this Netflix special, Fans are already coordinating global streaming parties, creating viewing guides for new fans, preparing playlists of BTS songs to listen to while waiting for the show to start, and even organizing charity drives and fundraisers to celebrate the comeback. The sense of community that BTS and ARMY have built over the years is truly special, and this event is going to bring all of that to the forefront. There's also the generational aspect to consider. BTS has fans ranging from young teenagers to people in their 60s and 70s. This Netflix event is going to be something that families can watch together, that friends can bond over, that couples can enjoy as a date night. It transcends age, nationality, and background. That's the power of BTS's music and message. They create art that resonates with people on a fundamental human level, regardless of who you are or where you come from. And let's not forget about the timing of all this. March 21st is going to mark the beginning of what could be the biggest year in BTS's career. After the Netflix special, they're launching a world tour that's going to span multiple continents and dozens of cities. They're going to be everywhere, and this Netflix event is the perfect kickoff to that journey. It's a way to remind the world that BTS is back, and they're not slowing down anytime soon. Alright, so here's what you need to do to prepare. First, make sure you have an active Netflix subscription. If you don't, sign up now. Second, figure out what time the show starts in your time zone and set multiple alarms. Don't rely on just one alarm. Set like 5 of them. Third, clear your schedule. Call out of work if you have to. Tell your family you're unavailable. This is important. Fourth, prepare your setup. Make sure your internet connection is solid. Charge your devices. Get your snacks ready. Maybe do a test run to make sure everything works properly. I'm telling you right now, March 21st is going to be a day we remember for the rest of our lives. This is one of those moments where you're going to tell people years from now that you were there, you watched it live, you were part of this historic event. And if you miss it, sure, Netflix will probably have a replay available, but it's not going to be the same as experiencing it live with millions of other fans around the world. So that's everything we know so far about BTS, the comeback live. Arirang on Netflix. I am beyond excited for this. I cannot wait. March 21st cannot come fast enough. Make sure you drop a comment below and let me know how you're feeling about this announcement. Are you planning to watch it live? What time is it going to be in your time zone? What songs are you hoping they perform? Let's talk about it in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with your fellow ARMY friends who need to know about this. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because I'll be covering everything BTS leading up to this event and obviously doing a full reaction and breakdown after it happens. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any updates. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. This is not a drill, people. BTS is coming back, and it's going to be legendary.